Alright, so I'm going to walk you guys through what I've done here. Everything's all hooked up, and you see the GoPro is facing the screen. And it looks like the GoPro is really close to the screen, and it looks like it's going to be a terrible picture, right? Because it's so close, yada yada yada. Yeah, well, bullshit. Look how good it looks. There's a glare from the phone, but it's almost a full screen view, and you can read everything on the screen very clearly. And that's because the GoPro has an extremely wide field of view, known as Super View. All the wires are routed very cleanly. Most of the wires go down through the base of the GPS, including the solar panel wires, so you can't really see anything. Here the transducer back here clicking. Motor's all set up with the cowl on. The cooling system set up. We'll spray water up there to cool the motor and speed controller. This is plumbed in. That's on the side of the boat, but it's in a hole 2 inches above the water line. It's also fairly sealed. Everything's programmed properly in the transmitter. I figured out the little issue we were having with the bilge pump. It was related to a backfeed noise problem, and took care of that. So there's your steering. Try to get both these in the shot so you guys can see how to write your freaking manual. Steering. Up will light the flare, which is not engaged right now. So there's steering. We look at the camera up at the front of the boat. This gives you up and down. And this is your left and right. Okay, I'm aiming back at the screw now. Okay, and then you have your throttle stick, which is just for throttle. Right here, forward, backwards. Backwards is a little tricky to use, but it's got to be that way because we're using a aviation transmitter. There's reverse. So forward and backwards, very simple. Backwards, forwards. Got it. And this is pretty cool. So looking at our screen here, I'm going to change the angle. This is my GoPro, so it's a little laggy, as you can see. So we can focus in on the screen better. And one thing is very important to have in the user manual is when you're going to turn the GoPro from the screen, it has to be pointed all the way up. Or, which is turn the stick all the way to the little right. And you can aim it. There's center. I'm going to aim it down now. So you can see the spray rig. And there's our spray rig, so we can see exactly what aquatic species we're trying to target at the moment. Very nice feature I've worked into this. And then aim it back up, and we're going to go over again. And if the fishing rod was there, it would be clearly visible, as you can see, and we can make sure it's not getting bird nested or having any such issues. Aim it up. Very cool, right? Okay. And another cool thing we got going on here is the screen on the transmitter, which tells us the volts we're getting from our solar panel, as well as the temperature of the motor. And right now this motor's not running, it's pretty much the temperature inside my house. That'll allow us to not overheat our motor, and we'll be able to monitor if the system's running or not, the cooling system.